Hello guys, welcome back to my page. I remain my humble self, the Eichmann. Based on the thing that is happening in Lagos State concerning the demolition of building of Ndigbo, the Ohanaeze Ndigbo has come to advise the Igbos in Lagos. Listening to what the President General of Ohanaeze Ndigbo and the things he highlighted in this particular gathering concerning the issue going on in Lagos State. He revealed so many things. In fact, this is what is called history. How Igbo started and how everything come to be. I want you to listen to this particular video. As you are watching this video and listening to what he said, try to share this video. One of the things he said, what is your thoughts? What do you think concerning this particular presentation from the Ohanaeze Ndigbo president, Sir Iwanyanwu? Watch this video and drop your comments at the comment section. I remain my humble self, the Eichmann. We move regardless.
As the President General of Ohanaeze Ndigbo worldwide, I speak to you as the leader of Igbo people in Nigeria.
Listen.
We believe in this country. We have worked very hard at all times since the amalgamation of this country towards the progress, towards the unity, towards the success of Nigeria in every field. Any honest Nigeria will agree that Igbos have played a major role in every aspect of life that has shaped the destiny of our great country, Nigeria.
Sure.
Probably the history of Nigeria as a country started when Frederick Lugard in 1914 amalgamated Northern Protectorate and Southern Protectorate. But I want you to know that Igbos have existed where we live today in Nigeria even before Christ was born. I am setting up a museum of Igbo history, and when the result come out, you will see that Igbos are perhaps where they live today. We have been very old there, so we are old. In Nigeria, Igbo activity in Lagos and in many parts of Nigeria predate the 1914 amalgamation by Frederick Lugard. So
listen to history. Listen.
Igbos have been part of this territory called Nigeria for a very long time.
For years.
In 1914, Nigeria was amalgamated. We now became one country. That gave Nigeria Igbos the determination to move around, to help in building a country, Nigeria. Igbos, Igbo traders, Igbo entrepreneurs, Igbo artisans, Igbo craftsmen dispersed all over the country. Our people left our home in the eastern part and went to the north and went to the west.
Sure. Everywhere in Nigeria, you must see an Igbo man.
Capital. And of course, like in all countries,
I'm telling you,
a national capital is a challenge. The development of a national capital is a challenge not only to those who are domiciled there, but it's a challenge to anybody who regards himself as a patriotic citizen of Nigeria. So when Lagos was accepted as capital of Nigeria, Igbos, most Obias, they rose to the challenge. Challenge of that time is investment.
Igbos can invest.
To make
everywhere they are, they would like to dominate. Everywhere we go.
Headquarters for Nigeria. That's how Igbos scattered all over. That's how Igbos moved into Lagos by a sense of patriotism. Igbos came into Lagos. They found some swampy lands. They bought the land. Igbos, when they came to Lagos, they never came there to take anybody's property.
Nothing.
They came there, they saw empty, they bought the land, they converted swampy lands to habitable places.
That is who Igbos are.
They built businesses, they built homes, they built schools, they developed Lagos.
Anywhere we go, we develop that place.
Without the enterprise, without the patriotism of Igbos, of Nigerians like the Igbos, many other Nigerians did the same. But it will appear, because of population, Igbos were in large number. But these pioneers, these forebears, are the heroes of the time. The heroes of what we call today a very strong Lagos. When they came there, Lagos was basically swamp, but they converted it to very wonderful, beautiful headquarters we see today in Nigeria. I want on this occasion to salute our forebears. I want to salute all those Igbos, our people who left their home, the comfort of their home in eastern Nigeria, and crossed the Niger and went to Lagos and participated in developing Lagos. In the normal character of Igbos, when they went to Lagos, they didn't say that the property there is their own. They made sure they identified the owners. I have it on record that Igbos, wherever they went, they bought the land, they obeyed the laws, both local and federal, and they have been law-abiding. And in return, they were very highly respected by the natives. People in Lagos respected the Yorubas, respected Igbos. They built very solid and sound relationship with Igbos. Igbos lived in Lagos without any problem, in peace and in love. And that was a proper and fitting action to their behavior, their character, or coming to help in developing the Lagos. We continued in Nigeria until 1960.
Keep listening.
Independence.
Keep listening.
At independence, Nigeria had a constitution. That constitution was a good constitution. It was a federal constitution. In 1963, we had a Republican constitution. Again, it was quite a good constitution. Now, I want to let the world know that Igbos have found that first republic, 1960 and 1963, as one of the best periods in our history. We don't have any problem with that government. No Igbo leader was on trial or in any problem. Now, but by 1966, there was a military affair, nothing to do with Igbos. But it was very convenient for some people to provide it Igbo, and then Igbos were blamed. All what happened is part of history. We thought it was a joke. It culminated into a... In 1970, common sense prevailed. And like all conflicts in the world, it was settled on a round table. No victor, no vanquished. Now, we were promised 3 R's: reconciliation, reconstruction, and rehabilitation. Some of you who are old enough like me, above 80, like I'm more than 80, we have experienced what happened then. We were promised that there is no victor, no vanquished, 3 R's. Now, painfully, it wasn't completed that in practice. Those 3 R's were not accomplished. But it was, on the other hand, in a normal character. The moment it was announced, it went round the whole place again. It was moved to the north, moved to the west, moved to the east, and invested massively. And for avoidance of doubt, every economy required 2 investments.
Sure.
Foreign investment and internal investment. Let me tell you, all over the world, the internal investment is more important than the foreign investment. When a foreigner invests in a country, he wants to repatriate it to his country. Yes. And he's losing. But when a Nigerian invests, he doesn't repatriate anything. Yes. Now, I'm saying this because Igbos have been taken for granted.
I'm telling you.
Igbos in 1970 after them and invested massively in the north, invested massively in the west, invested massively in the east. There is hardly any local government today in Nigeria. You don't see,
I'm telling you,
investment and economic activity,
very big
social
investment,
activity, educational activity of Igbos. That is nowhere. To me and to many Igbos who are patriotic Nigerians, it's a happy development. Because what it means is that they have now invested. The Igbos have invested in this place. They have contributed to the internally generated revenue in those places. Igbos, unlike some people, when they come to a place, they make money, they carry to their home. Igbos are not like that. And as the leader of Igbos, I'm making Nigerians to know what we are. When we come to a place and make money in the place, we invest the money there. And when we do it, they say we are dominating. When we make money, we invest it there. We have a choice. If Igbos have been the group that they get money and run away with it, of course, Igbo land could have been a different place. But we felt that, you see, we are one Nigeria. Why, if it's one Nigeria, why shouldn't I develop Lagos? Why shouldn't I develop another place? So,
one Nigeria is in the mind of some people, not everyone.
Being one of the biggest investors in Nigeria in local investment.
One Nigeria.
Everywhere you go, you have them. That is.
Are we really one, or just to keep saying it by our mouths?
And that is what has developed Lagos to what it is today. Because anybody who saw Lagos when in the 60s or in the 50s and see Lagos today will know. When people say that Igbos have taken over Lagos, Igbos have done this, or it's not. Igbos have not carried Lagos away.
I don't know. It's still there.
The person who has taken over Lagos is that person who has made money in Lagos and taken it out. That foreigner, a foreigner from Europe or elsewhere, who has come to make money and send it back to his home. But an Igbo man makes money in Lagos or anywhere in Nigeria, he invests that money there, he builds school there, he builds business there, he builds house there, and then he lives there happily with his people. I don't see why this could be an offense. So, now, ours, what did we get? Property. Igbo properties were seized in River State, in Port Harcourt, River State. It was called abandoned property. That is, we all agreed on 3 hours. Reconciliation. That is the reconciliation we got. Most of our people, these are people who spent money. Most of them made Port Harcourt as a Greek. They bought land from people, they developed the Port Harcourt land. Now they got up at old age to see they have lost everything they got. Most of them, nobody came to their rescue. They lost their property. When that thing started, it was like a joke. Now, why is it? It was very painful to Igbos because Igbos played a major role in making the quarries have the ownership of Port Harcourt.
But they will not believe
there was a time
they will not agree to that.
When there was dispute about who owns Port Harcourt, the quarries and the other people, the rest. Igbos regarded the quarries as their kit and kin. Igbo State Union at the time, which was the supreme body of Igbos, came together, rallied around the quarries and supported the quarry people, financially and otherwise. The case of ownership of Port Harcourt was determined at the West African Court of Appeal, WACA, in Gold Coast in those days. In those days, we were under British rule. It was in Gold Coast, Ghana. I was a young boy, a small boy in Port Harcourt. On the day the judgment was passed, I still as I stay here, I remember with nostalgia what happened that day. People, Igbos were rejoicing, Igbos were jubilating, because Igbos regarded equality as a kid and king. Mm-hmm. And then Igbos were happy that Port Harcourt had been declared to be owned by Igbo people. For Igbos, during their own lifetime, to see that their own property they bought with their money seized, it was very painful. But we endured it. Igbos against moved back and struggled. Started from the scratch again to build up. And after he was told everything is okay, go back to wherever you live and be there, no problem. Igbos went out. And wherever they went, due to the industry, due to hard work, due to their belief in this country, they prospered. They invested their prosperity in developing those places, in developing the education, in developing the social structures, in developing everything, in paying taxes. I don't see how this can be an offense to any group. It's a very serious matter. And then we have come to a position since we have seen this thing smoldering again. I will distribute to you people here, before I go, I've told them to make photocopy. A letter written, which I think is a very serious letter. Mm-hmm. This letter, I'm sure some of you must have read it through the social media. That letter described Igbos with unacceptable adjectives. We come to Lagos, we use stolen money to buy over Lagos. He says that Igbos now own half of Lagos, that we bought the whole place with this. And he has suggested that we should all, that the government should revoke the Igbos' occupation of all the markets in Lagos. He mentioned all the markets, Alaba, there are many of them, Vestac, and every one of them. We thought it was a joke. But we have seen signs of that.
They have started
and we are worried because Ndi was saying, we have suffered this before. We have suffered before. So since we have suffered before, we have seen the whole thing coming up again. We don't see committed by going to develop market, invest in market, develop trade, and make Lagos a bustling commercial place. I want you to close your eyes and imagine Lagos without those markets. Supposing Igbos all leave that place the next day, nobody can rebuild all that within a short time. So the truth about it is, I have come to address this conference in order to draw the attention of all Nigerians to the fact that
we shall continue.
We Igbos, we know we are acting because we are patriotic Nigerians. We are acting because we were assured that we are safe to make investment to live anywhere in our country, Nigeria. We have done that. If at this moment, if you are an Igbo person and that becomes a problem, then I have seen some people too. Igbos have taken over Abuja. I have got such statements.
Nah. What did Igbo do say?
I want to tell all those people that Igbos have come to Abuja to invest like every other person. If any Igbo man have taken anybody's property in Abuja without payment, take him to court. The law, the court is there to protect people. If any Igbo man, but if Igbo man has come to Abuja, have gone to Lagos, have gone to anywhere in the country, and use his hard-earned money to buy a property, to develop it, and is living there, and then anybody, for course you don't like the face of Igbos, think you can come now and then take it away or manipulate to make sure you make laws to make them lose it, I think before God and man, it is not good. That is why I'm appealing to Nigerians in 36 of Abuja that Igbos have seen the same thing coming up again.
I'm telling you.
We were claiming the life of most of our people. And we are still there today. Now they are starting up another one again.
Another one.
Telling Igbos that we should leave Lagos, we should leave Abuja, all sorts of things. Everything they say we should leave. I want the government to take very serious. We talk about one Nigeria, we believe in one Nigeria. People talk about if Igbos try to say, how can I, if you come, you know, we have invested more than other people in Nigeria. How can we talk about, we know that if Nigeria is a corporate body, we are great shareholders. So anybody who suggests that an Igbo man, because he believes he has invested money, he has taken, should leave the country, I think is here. So I have made this statement because we have passed through that before, and we have seen the ember coming up again. We don't want it. We don't want it to burst into a flame, because we have suffered a lot. We don't want it to land through it again before. We are worried. I want to also make it very clear, because now I want to make it very clear that I have in Lagos, for example, well, we have got people talking about the market. Some of those are writing against our people, and people say, oh, they're going to remove Igbos, they're going to sack them. And what offense did they commit? They invested their money, they developed the place.
Serious, nothing more.
And everybody who invests would like to read the benefit of this effort. First. So nobody should commit. I also hear now, recently, that some areas where Igbos live, homes have been demolished. Well, frankly speaking, I have not got the facts. I don't want to talk about this, I haven't got facts. But what I know is that I have been to Alaba Market, I have visited there. I am convinced and satisfied that there are some people who are fighting to make sure they dispossess Igbo traders of their stores and markets and places. So I'm sure. On the question of homes, people say the homes have been demolished. I have not got the facts. But the information I have from the government is that some of the houses are built
Okay. I love
roads. That. Some are built on drainage lines.
Yes.
I'm telling my brothers, the Igbos, we have been told many years ago by our forebears, our parents have told us, say Ganamba, I'm a Shibia.
Sure.
I get me iwu ndị ahụ. I get iwu ndị ahụ.
We have to
obey and respect the laws of the land. Wherever we are, if you want to build a house, you have to buy the land properly. You have to register the land properly. You have to apply for approval in a government. Now, once you have got all those done, approved, fine. Be rest assured that nobody Ohanaeze will defend you. But if you go and you don't obey the rule of the land, you go and build on drainage line, you go and build on roads, you don't get approval, it's going to be difficult for us to have support you in anywhere. I want to assure any others of you who say their homes have been demolished, I've been watching with pens, some children crying. I have seen a pathetic site where children came back from school, their home is being demolished. They were crying, they were shedding tears. I was moved. As a human being, as a father, I know what it is. I come back and see my children crying because they are now a few hours before they had a home. Now, no home. It's a very painful thing. But then, we have to obey the laws of the place. And I'm promising them that I'm investigating the matter. Any of our people who actually had a proper approval by
the government
agency and whose home is being destroyed, Ohanaeze will stand by them to make sure that reparation is paid to them. We are going to stand by them. When I saw, it means the whole Igbos everywhere, because the case now is becoming a serious matter. We are going to stand by them to make sure that they are given reparation. But if on the other hand, at approval, you build on drainage line, without approval, then we
The
have
ball
to
is
know
on court.
it's difficult. So I want to let you know about that. Now, we have the same problem in other places like Abuja.
Thank you very much, guys. Based on what the president of Ohanaeze Ndigbo said on the last part of the message, if you have your papers correct, because I think I've said it before that for you to buy a land in Lagos or any state and develop that land, you must get approval from the government. So if the government can give somebody that bought a land where they know, because they have the master plan, where they know that this particular area is set aside for something in the future, and they still give that person approval to build on that particular space, the government should compensate such person. But if you didn't get anything, maybe you just from the back, you got a document from the back without following the due process. As you hear what the man said, you are on your own. Yes, because you think you have the money, you can use the money to get anything you want. When the result will come, now you go to cry, I die no. Thank you very much, guys. I remain my humble self, the Eggman. Try to share the video so that others will see the side of Ohanaeze Ndigbo on what is going on in Lagos and other parts of Nigeria, because it's not only Lagos, it's as if the things happening in other parts of the country against Ndigbo. Thank you very much, guys. We move.